Now you might think, why are we doing it at the first place? Because why do we need to do all this nonsense in transmission line theory? Now first of all, let's understand and talk about the importance of this. Okay, so wait a minute, just I'll check the camera. Okay, so this is cascaded T section. Okay, T network. Now we always will have some type of when suppose these are the transmission lines, these are just two transmission lines parallel. Okay, now what will happen is that, see, there will be, it can be represented as small. If I want to analyze this transmission line, then I will need to make a certain equations, right? How will I form the equations? Or I can analyze, suppose I can analyze this much part, okay, this much part, and then I can say that, okay, for this part it is same, so for the whole part it will be some equation. So that is what we actually do. So what we actually do is, we basically take the a transmission line has obviously some resistance, because it's a wire, it will always have resistance. It will also have some kind of inductance, yes, because when AC current flows, AC voltage flows, so always there will be certain inductance in the conductor. Any conductor will have inductance if a very high voltage is there. Okay, then we have one more inductance. Okay, now we also have capacitance here. Okay, we would have capacitance and resistance here, and then this pattern continues, and this is the output. Okay, that's not our primary concern right now, but this continues. Okay, you might okay, so what is happening here is that this is some kind of, this is represented by shunt conductance, okay, or admittance you say, okay, and this is capacitance. Now when there are two conductors, there will always be capacitance between them, and when there is a single conductor, that is inductance itself with itself. Okay, so that is what is being represented here. Now this type of circuit, this is just a small element of that transmission line. This is cascaded. Okay, this goes on till like multiple times, repeats itself multiple times. So instead of this equation, we have simplified these parts and written in the form of only resistors, so that we can understand what is happening. Also, there will be in the further lectures, further videos, I would tell you about how the impedance of the output impedance, you say, right? This impedance, I said, this impedance, okay, for finite length of this transmission line and for infinite length, we can compare them. If the source impedance is same as this, it is comparable with between them. We'll talk about it later, but the thing is, I'm saying that this is how it works. Okay, this is inductance, and then it's all going there. So that is how it is being coming, and that's why we need to study it. In the further videos, we'll talk about transmission lines in more details. So I was going to talk about this transmission line theory. We're going to use this book, Network Lines and Fields. So this topic is, we're going to start from the basics, the very basic of the transmission line theory, and then we're going to progress up and move on to the other levels. So you already know that these are transmission lines. These two lines are basically carrying lots of high voltage lines. These are high voltage lines, and these lines also have certain qualities like inductance, capacitance, resistance, which we already know, and these are carrying AC voltages, right? These are some basic stuff that you already know. Now these two lines have inductance between them, inductance and capacitance between them. Now these factors will be considered when we derive the equations of these lines. So as you can clearly see here, I have drawn this cascaded T section. Okay, cascaded T section. Cascaded means one type of system is connected to another and it is spread out throughout. Okay, so you can see there are a lot of T sections. There are continuous. Here see, this is a T section, this is a T section. You can go on till infinity. Okay, so this T section, this part, you can see this part is drawn over here. We simplified it and we're going to analyze this. Now this will also represent this whole cascaded T section. Now we're going to write the equations for this. Okay, now Z0 is called the characteristic impedance. Okay, it is called the characteristic impedance or output impedance or load impedance. Okay, so now you can clearly see that this is the equation that I have written. Here you can see the output was such that here it is Z1, this was Z1 by 2, Z1 by 2, Z output and Z2. So these two are in series and then parallel with Z2, and then that whole combination is series with Z1 by 2. So that is what I am doing. First series and then parallel with this. So this is a formula. I have put the whole together. Okay, and then the whole combination in series with this. Okay, so that is how it is being done. Now we simplify as shown. I'm going to explain you. We have just taken this, open this and taken LCM with this, see, and then we'll take this and keep it to the other side. So you get this equation, then you simplify whatever that gets cut, you simplify that, and then you get something like this. This equation is very, very important. Okay, we are going to use this equation furthermore. Also there is one more important thing, that here we're going to derive equation for propagation constant and all that stuff, where we are going to talk about everything, but this equation is very important for that matter. So remember that. Okay, that is for Z0, which is characteristic impedance or load impedance. So meet you in the next one. Till then, bye bye. And also I will make videos about certain projects like differential amplifier, op amp. We'll literally make them physically and not in one video, but in slowly and progressive videos we're gonna make them. So yeah, stay tuned, subscribe, and meet you in the next one. Till then, bye bye.